Did you know you could grow potatoes in a bucket? I'm going to tell you how to do it. First, go get yourself a bucket. Here I'm using some old cat litter buckets, but if you want to use ones that are certified food safe, go on down to your local bakery and see if they have any frosting buckets to donate. Or you could check the local diner or the local pub for a pickle bucket. Then you're going to poke some drainage holes all around the bottom. You can use a drill or you can use a wood burning tool like I'm doing here. And you're going to get yourself a raggedy old potato that went rogue in the kitchen cupboard. You know the ones I'm talking about. They start to grow roots and they get all squishy and wrinkly. And if you want, you can take a knife and separate that potato into sections so that each one has a root or a cluster of roots growing. Or don't, it'll still work. Potatoes don't mind being a little cold and they can tolerate a light frost. And they typically take 3 to 4 months to harvest. Now take your bucket outside to a sunny spot and put a little compost rich soil in the bottom of the bucket. I usually do about 6 inches. Then place the cut potatoes with the roots facing up into the bucket and just barely cover them. One great thing about growing in buckets is that you can move them around to get the best weather conditions, so keep an eye on them. It's not going to take long before the buckets sprout up some green plants that look a little bit like a tomato plant. And that's because both tomatoes and potatoes are in the nightshade family. Potatoes can even grow a fruit sometimes that looks like a green tomato and it produces seeds, but it isn't edible. As that potato grows, use the dirt to cover up the branches and leave just a few leaves out so that it can get some sunlight. And if any potatoes pop out, make sure to cover those up too so they don't turn green and spoil. Keep topping up the buckets until that soil reaches the top, and then just let them grow until they either flower or wilt and turn yellow. I usually harvest mine when they look dead. And don't water them for a few days before harvesting. It makes it a lot less messy. What you're going to do is lay out a tarp and dump the bucket onto the tarp and shake all the dirt out from the bucket. You can use your hands then to rake through the dirt and find all of your potatoes. This year I grew yellow and red potatoes. The yellows didn't produce very much, but I got a satisfying number of reds. And the reds are going to be great when they're smashed and fried and served on a crispy taco. But first, I have to let them air dry for a few days. And then to finish out the process, pick up that tarp and funnel the soil back into that bucket. It's a good idea to fertilize the soil with compost or plant the bucket with some beans on the next round just to replenish the soil nutrients. And don't forget to set aside a couple of potatoes and let them go rogue so you can start all over again. I hope this inspired you. And until the next one, bye.